She began her career as Director General of Kolfe, Keraneyo sub-city for the Addis Ababa City Government and later held the post of Minister of Transport. In January 2023, while her country was going through an unprecedented political and social crisis that had been pitting the national forces against rebels in Tigray for almost 5 years, Dagmawit Moges Bekele was appointed by the African Union as Director of the Secretariat of the Peace Fund. The fund's mission is mediation and preventive diplomacy and the promotion of peace support operations through access to energy sources in development. Dagmawit Moges Bekele, who was born in 1983 at the height of a food crisis, knows how to handle hardship and overcome difficulties in her role.
Thank you very much. So I'm Dagmawit. I'm the director for the AU Peace Fund Secretariat currently. And previously, I had the honor of serving my country as Transport and Logistics Minister for more than 4 years. And prior to that, I had a chance to serve the city government as a member of cabinet and at different portfolios and until the rank of Deputy Mayor of Addis Ababa City Government. I studied Public Administration and Development Management at BA level and also Public Policy at Master's level. And currently I'm pursuing my Management Studies at PhD level. Thank you very much. Actually, particularly, I can say that all the years, for about 20 years, for about 2 decades, I've been in a demanding kind of job, not only at the African Union, but as a minister of a country, particularly leading the transport and logistics sector, which is directly related to the daily lives of your people. It's really quite demanding. And with such kind of assignment, I believe it's challenging to maintain the life-work balance. Unless and otherwise, you have proper support at home, and unless and otherwise, you manage to get the support and understanding of your children. And I'm a mother of 2, married for 18 years now. And my kids, they are 16 and 14. They're treasures, they're grown-ups. But throughout my path, under the leadership, the support that I received from my husband, who has my back and still supporting me significantly, played a significant role in the success that I managed to have. But even if there is support, there are lots of things that we need to do as a mother. And despite the busy schedule, you need to know how to prioritize and how to create this life and work balance, even if it is challenging. I can say that there is some improvement. We need to start with the positive side. But until now, I don't think, and the fact by itself speaks loud, that we're not there yet as it is expected to be. So the empowerment of women and the engagement of women, it's not an option. And if we have to transform as society, we cannot transform by excluding the major section of the society. And we need to bring female leaders on board on the decision-making table, who are going to be there to understand the needs and the demands and the expectation of the women themselves. So we need to have the engagement of women, both at the legislative level, at the executive level, and as well as at the judiciary level, in all forms of government and beyond, even in the private sector, even in the non-governmental organizations. We need to have equal participation, and we are very far from what is expected to happen. Actually, I'm very much lucky to be one of the Amujai leaders under the leadership of former president of Liberia, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and I'm under the second cohort. And she is Her Excellency, she is our mentor. She is the one who's pushing us forward to break all those glass ceilings and make it happen. And we need to have such kind of leaders that we need to look up and learn from. And I consider myself lucky to get a chance to be mentored and to be coached by Her Excellency. And we believe that we need to avail such kind of platforms for many potential leaders that we have in our continent. There has to be expansion of education, because education is the key. And if we manage to educate the women of our society, we are educating the whole community, because they are the mothers. They are the ones to show the way to the kids. They are the ones to shape the future generation. And in addition to education, there has to be a mentorship program, just to show the way that it is possible to do that, and it's doable to break the glass ceilings that are limiting the potential of the women that we have in our continent, in our country, and beyond, even globally. So these are the major points that I believe that we need to work on, and that's going to contribute positively to the outcome that we all aspire. Actually, it is really quite encouraging and inspiring to speak about the AU Peace Fund. And the AU Peace Fund, it was established in 1993, more than 30 years ago. But from 1993 until 2018, it was only possible to mobilize not more than 25 million as the AU Peace Fund. But our heads of states and governments, they decided to revitalize the AU Peace Fund in 2018, and they instituted different governance structure. And with that governance structure and with the determination of our member states, from less than 25 million, the balance that we have currently is more than 410 million USD in the past couple of years. And when you compare the progress that we managed to make during the past few years compared to what has been done priorly, there is significant move upwards. And with that note, I think we're going to do good, and we have seen a huge potential in Africa. And as the funding landscape, as the financing landscape is being changing currently globally, what we need to focus on is to see what we have in our hands and mobilize resources from our continent, majorly by focusing on the private sector and public enterprises, and on, of course, with the people, on the people of our continent, even to the diaspora as well. There are a number of challenges because the thinking itself, it's new when it comes to education, health, and everything. Usually we're used to engaging the private sector. Even during the COVID pandemic and even prior to that, there is a tendency to engage in health-related challenge. But when it comes to peace, usually it's considered as the sole responsibility of government. But unless and otherwise, we create synergy and work in a more integrated manner, it may not be possible to sustain peace only by the engagement of the government. And there has to be something that has to be done to address the root causes of conflict. And those causes of conflict, they are highly related to employment creation. Majority of our population is youth in our continent. And if the youth of our continent, if they don't see hope, if there is no sustainable employment, if there is no sustainable income, and if there is no aspiration that they determine themselves for, it's going to be easier for them to engage in those things that's going to demand even their lives. So that hope is going to come with the engagement of the private sector, with the expansion of investment. and with different developmental infrastructure enhancement and others. So that is the point that we're trying to make points to the private sector by showing the nexus between peace, investment, and the expansion of the private sector, and as well as development. Focus, consistency, and determination are the things that you need to be what you want to be. So don't limit yourselves to a certain extent. It is possible to do everything that you aspire to do if you have clear vision, determination, and focus to carry out those tasks that you aspire to do.